On March 18th, 1984, in Japan, two armed men entered the home of Katsuhisa Izaki, president of the Izaki Gilco Food Company. They tied up his family and kidnapped Izaki. The kidnappers then sent a letter to police, giving away many details about the kidnapping, ridiculing them, and saying that if they couldn't still solve the case, they were wasting taxpayer money. The kidnapper said they would give more details if the police begged for them in the newspaper. The letter was signed The Monster with 21 Faces. Next, the Monster with 21 Faces told police that they had entered the Gilco factory and laced over $20 million of the company's candy with cyanide. A complete recall of the products was done, resulting in the loss of millions of dollars and the layoff of over 400 employees. One of the only sightings of the Monster with 21 Faces is a surveillance video of a man in a baseball cap placing a box of poisoned Pocky on a store shelf. The man with 21 faces would go on to terrorize food companies and showboat to police before finally fading into the night uncaptured. Today, the idiots with 3 faces put what is hopefully non-poisoned Pocky into our mouths and ask, "You tried that?" You tried that. I'm Nick Nowak with my pals Chad Hancock,
Howdy.
Nick Geiger.
Hello.
I was just going to say, it sounds to me after that intro story that the Japanese police, they just didn't do a good job following the pre-clues.
That's true. I had not. Have you guys heard? I assume you had not heard of this story. I hadn't until I was doing some research, right?
Good assumption.
Yeah.
I know. I do very closely follow, the Japanese crime beat.
From the 80s?
Yeah. When I was 4, that was what I was really into. I bought a Japanese police scanner.
Only one of us has been to Japan, right? Your guy, you have not been, right? It's just Chad.
I don't remember. No, I don't think I have.
Were you? Oh, you were there that one time. You were lacing all that candy with cyanide. Is that right?
Yeah, I only had 2 faces back then. I collected faces over the course of time.
Yeah, you didn't say that guy with the baseball hat was actually a Packers hat.
Right.
It was a dead
Right.
giveaway.
Yeah.
A guy with a Packers hat and a Coors Light.
Trailed by Santa Claus and Packers Zubas.
Yeah, those cops were pretty terrible. It'd be pretty easy to track me down, I think.
But Chad, you have been to Japan.
Yeah.
And you actually had a language mix-up, right?
I was there. I've been there twice. And the second time I went, I was there by myself and was just touring around a couple different places. And I had 2 different occasions where people just came up to me, like old Japanese men came up to me and just started talking to me in English. And I think I found out later, a lot of times what happens is they're taking English classes. And then the English instructors will encourage them, like, if you see, a white person, go up and start talking to them in English just to get practice. So I had that. This happened to me twice while I was there, and the second time was kind of funny because I was out with one of my coworkers, who's a woman, and she had we were walking together, and then she went off to go to the bathroom, and then this old guy came up to me, and he says, "Hi, how are you?" And I said, "Fine." He said, "Are you American?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "Oh, is that your wife?" Like pointing to my coworker who went into the bathroom. And I said, "Oh no, we just work together." I think he didn't understand my response because then he kind of leans in with a big grin. He's like, "She's very pretty," and kind of does his eyebrows.
Oh.
And I'm like, okay, and then he says, "You lucky man." And I said, "Oh, thank you." And then he says, with just this huge grin on his face, "I only have sex one time." But then he held up a 0 when he said it.
That's the English he wants to practice?
It's a pretty pervy English class he took, yeah. All right, class, now let's talk about the number of times you have sex.
The most important thing when you see an American person is to tell them how much you fuck.
That's bizarre.
Yeah, fortunately then my coworker kind of came back out right then, and the guy walked away. I was just like, "See ya."
I only have 21 faces, and then he held up a 0.
I don't know. I wish that guy luck. I hope he's able to
Have you followed up with him or no? You guys aren't pen pals or anything?
No, I
He
didn't.
just sends you a letter and it says like 2. Like, oh, all right. Cool.
It says TWO with the number 1 underneath it.
All right, Geiger, what do you got to say about that?
Geiger, how many times you had sex?
Much like him, I've had it a Japanese one this year, I think. Yeah, no, I'd said Japan is one of my like places I would love to visit. My wife seemingly has no interest. It's like way down on her list.
Wow.
For some reason, but I would love to go there. The food and the culture and everything seems very, very cool. And now that I know that like there's a big like competition to have sex over there, that'd be fun too to get in, like to see where I rank on the leaderboards of
and that you can
1 or
actually be in the
0.
running. You won't be last.
Yeah, I can probably get to a solid 2 by the time I get out there. I just got to give me enough lead time.
So I recently had an awkward exchange as well. I was going to get fast food. This actually just happened this week through a drive-through, and it was one of these, a very packed drive-through to where there's people standing outside, like 10 cars back, taking your order, and then you just like you pay with them, so it's all ready when you get up there. And there's 5 or 6 of these people out. So the guy, our line is moving. There's 2 or 3 lines. Ours is moving really slow. I get up there, and the guy, I roll down the window, and he just goes, and I'm like, oh boy, this is not, he was like probably 22 or something. And he goes, I just really got to pee. And I'm like, excuse me? And he goes, I told them that before I came out here, and they said no. I'm like, what? And so he's not even interested in taking our order at this point.
He's like, I've only had pee break 1 time. Holds up a 0.
And so then he goes,
I have to do a number 2, and it's actually no 1.
And he's like, well, the managers are jerk. And then we see this guy, this like big round man with a ponytail, come sauntering out from the door and walking towards us, and the kid sees him, and I actually go, oh, here he comes, because I'm like, he's talking shit about this manager. His manager's about to come. It's about to get awkward. Yeah. And so he turns and sees the guy and turns back to me and goes, so would you like to try our peppermint milkshake? Like real suddenly cheery. And so the manager stands next to him and starts helping him take our order. He's like, yeah, so they want this, and then they want this, and this kid had no idea what he was doing, and just I think kept entering stuff wrong because the manager kept being like, no, you got to hit this and this. And then we gave him the card, and he like grabbed it, and the manager's like, it's got to put the chip in there, and he looks and says, oh, chip-tastic. Like, it's like the equivalent of boom goes to dynamite, just completely fucking up everything and then making a stupid comment. And so we get up to the front, we get to the window, and they're like, Jose? I'm like, nope. I'm like, the guy never even asked our name. And they're like, so you ordered like the chicken sandwich? Nope. So they said, just give me your card. We're gonna refund you the money. And then we waited there another like 5 minutes for them to give us the correct order. But we're then later thinking if this guy made it through the day with the job.
You're like, no chicken sandwich, but I did get that peppermint milkshake. I'm surprised you didn't start dropping hints when the manager was out there, like he's like, oh, like the guy's hitting the wrong buttons, and you're like, come on, I'm getting really pissed off, stuff like that. Like just hit the button that's number 1. Employee has to go number 1.
It felt like a hostage situation where I should have been like blinking to the manager, like, get me the fuck out of here.
This chicken sandwich tastes like urine. He has to urinate. Let him go urine.
Poor guy.
I know. It's a rough go.
That's terrible.
I figure if you got to go to Who tells you to go? You can't go to the bathroom. Get out there and it'll take me 30 seconds.
No, you know what would be good customer service? Go stand next to someone's car and piss your pants when you take their order.
Was it maybe the manager's thought process is that it was really cold outside, and he figured if he has to pee, he's going to be dancing back and forth, and like that's how he's going to stay warm, in the frigid cold. I think that was it.
Probably.
Yeah, that logic checks out.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
When I'm cold, instead of putting on a coat, I just hold my urine for the day.
What the fuck is he gonna? Well, let's eat snacks. How about that?
What's next? Oh, we do the snack part. Yeah. And then we get back to talking
about a bunch of bullshit. How we went through a drive-through and talked to a guy, and but now we eat snacks. We rate them on a 5-point scale. I love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. We're gonna Pocky's what we talked about. We're gonna leave it for the end. That's kind of the star of the show. Let's eat this thing that we don't have any idea what it is. So, what is the name of this thing that has no English on it?
This is the Lover of Hokkaido Chocolate Milk Cookie. So it's from Hokkaido, Japan. I have a box that came in this big yellow box, which a bunch of like small individually wrapped sticks, and so you can kind of get a picture of what it looks like. It just looks like a dark brown, almost Oreo cookie colored single Kit Kat wafer sized stick.
Yes, you sent us a bunch of them too, so there must have been a lot in that box.
Yeah, this whole box had like 20 in it.
It is the exact same consistency throughout. There's nothing but like a chocolate
like a biscuit bar.
Yeah, I have to say that that surprises me. I kind of thought there would be, I don't know, cream or something in the middle. Because it said chocolate milk cookie. I was expecting. Dry AF.
Dry desert here.
Yikes.
What restaurant was that you were at the drive-thru? Put them on blast.
It was Chick-fil-A. There's like 2 places that around here that have lines a mile long are Chick-fil-A and Portillo's.
Oh yeah, Portillo's is long.
Like no matter when you go, 10 p.m., totally off dinner times. It's just crowded no matter what.
It's weird because I know there's one kind of near us, but I don't think I can remember the last time I ate at a Chick-fil-A.
I've only been to Chick-fil-A once because everybody like wouldn't shut up about it, Like people love Chick-fil-A or whatever. And I mean, I don't like fast food already, so ignore my opinion, but I thought it sucked. Like I thought it was hot trash. I did not like it at all. So speaking of things we didn't like, how about this Lover of Hokkaido?
Speaking of hot trash, Geiger?
Yeah, this thing was so fucking dry.
You're not a lover of Hokkaido?
I mean, like I said, I'd like to visit.
Mm.
I think it's like basically, why is this exist? It doesn't even have that powerful a taste. It's a really weak. Like I know my brain is registering that it's supposed to taste like chocolate, but it's really not that chocolatey. It's kind of like muted. It's almost like just a generic sweetly flavored biscuit that's super dry.
Biscuit.
This is a dislike that for me. It's not biscuit. It's not that good. Dislike that.
So a dislike, but would you like to try a peppermint milkshake?
Yeah, no, I'd like that. That's what I ordered, Jose.
Chad?
I had high hopes for this thing. I thought it was going to be good, right? Like on this box, like look at this box. That looks kind of tasty.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks like it could be a brownie-ish or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. It's so fucking dry. Like top to bottom, just completely dry. It really needs like a cream filling in it, and then it could be outstanding because I actually don't think the flavor is terrible. I mean, it's not that strong like Geiger said, but it's a flavor that's in place that could complement something nicely. Some like sweet cream or something like that.
Sushi,
sure. Exactly.
Yeah,
right. Sushi flavored ramune. I wonder if this is intended to be like dipped into tea or coffee or something like that. But on its own, there's no reason to ever eat this. I agree with Geiger, dislike that.
All right, we're going to have an unwelcome visitor. They could literally put anything, like a light drizzle.
Yep.
Like across the top. Anything that would have helped a little bit. But there's just, there's nothing there, like you guys said. It's very, very dry. Bland taste. I'm going to triple up on the dislike that, an unwelcome visitor to start. So Probably not going to be tough to beat, but we'll see. Next is the Milkita Chocolate Shake Candy. I'm pretty interested to try this one. Geiger and I were just talking yesterday, actually, about how our love for shakes. We love shake. And now, when it comes to shake, peppermint, good choice. But what do you guys think of? What is your favorite shake?
I don't think I would like a peppermint shake.
No, probably not.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good. I like mint chocolate chip and things like that, but when I get shakes, it's chocolate based shakes. It's a chocolate shake or it's a chocolate peanut butter shake, or I got a shake last night actually. I got chocolate with Oreo pieces in it. Actually makes it kind of hard to suck through the straw, but no, chocolate all the way.
Yeah, it's either going to be Oreo shake. There's a ice cream place by me that I love called Mitchell's. They have a flavor called Peanut Butter Indulgence, which is a chocolate ice cream with Reese's Cups in it. And that in a milkshake is unbelievable. Also like a banana milkshake. Banana ice cream. And of course vanilla. Can't go wrong with vanilla.
Speaking of the Portillo's that we mentioned, the Chicago area restaurant, they have what they're famous for, having a chocolate cake shake where they put their chocolate cake and mix it up in the shake. Seems like something Chad would like.
Have you ever had that, Novak? I've never tried it.
My wife ordered it and I had some of hers.
Mm-hmm.
I would just rather have the straight up regular shake, but I get why people like it. Okay, so this, I can see the look on Chad's face, and I was expecting it to be a harder candy, like a butterscotch, like a Werther's or something like that. But it's not hard, but it's also not that soft. Mm-hmm. It's almost kind of hard to pick the consistency. Maybe even a tad like harder than like a Milk Dud or something.
It's a Tootsie Roll.
Yeah, it's probably accurate.
Exactly a Tootsie Roll. Like taste wise, consistency wise, everything.
Size, they're very small, like individually wrapped. I was very surprised by the consistency. I was expecting it to be a lot softer, actually. You said you were expecting it to be hard. I was expecting it to be soft because it is kind of a little squishy if you squeeze it. So I thought it, and I also thought it was gonna have something in the middle as well. I don't know why I was thinking all these snacks were gonna have like cream inside or whatever.
When you hear chocolate shake, you think that there's some like liquidish component.
Exactly.
To it. So
fucking hell, another disappointment. I might actually like the Hokkaido cookie better. I'm not sure. No, the flavor's better in this for sure. There is like actual flavor.
Yeah.
It is pretty good, but I don't love that kind of consistency where you sort of have to like suck on it a little bit, but then it softens up, then you can chew it. I guess this one is better, but I still don't love it. Flavor's all right though, so I'm going to go indifferent to that.
I'm also having a hard time rating it, but I'm more stuck between an indifferent and a like, because it's not bad. Like a Tootsie Roll is a fine candy, but I also never reach for it. Like if I look at my kids' Halloween candy, if there's Tootsie Rolls, there's a pretty good chance I end up throwing it out instead of eating it, even though the taste isn't bad.
You're saying your kids aren't going to eat the Tootsie Roll?
They might not either. That's the other thing. Yeah. Like nobody really seeks out a Tootsie Roll, but it's not a bad tasting thing. So it is kind of tough to call. Geiger, you nailed it when you said Tootsie Roll, because it smells like one. It tastes it's everything. It is a Tootsie Roll, just in a small circular form.
Let me see that Tootsie Roll.
So,
Tootsie Roll.
I'm going to say indifferent to that too. So we might have two straight agreements here. I think there's a decent chance of it, Geiger.
I don't know what you've been told. It's a Tootsie Roll. I don't know any of the words other than Tootsie Roll. Yeah.
It's an incredible performance.
You really transported me to as if it was a concert of whoever the fuck.
Yes. So whoever wrote that song probably has lots of concerts he gives out. He just sings Tootsie Roll.
Tootsie Roll song is by somebody called 69 Boys with a Z.
Yep, that's what I figured. It's by 69 boys. There's 69 of them, and they all yell Tootsie Roll in unison.
Yeah, that's why it's the 69.
Yeah.
How's it go again, Geiger? I don't.
It's something like, I don't know what you've been told, and then there's a bunch of other words. I usually get by just going Tootsie Roll, and when it comes up, you just yell Tootsie Roll enthusiastically. Nice. That's how you do that.
I can tell with that performance that you've had sex at Japanese one time.
I put that on to set the mood, and we start doing the Tootsie Roll, and I slowly take my shirt off. I don't even know what the Tootsie Roll is.
And then they slowly back out the door.
Oh yeah, let's kick my favorite slow jam. It's by 69 Boys. And they're like, excuse me, get up and leave. Call the police real quick.
It's I don't know what you've been told. It ain't the butterfly. It's the Tootsie Roll. There you go. So now you can make your performance that much more authentic.
That makes sense because a lot of people assume when I'm about to sing it that I'm singing about the butterfly instead. So that I get now why.
You bring the woman in and you're like, I'm gonna put on my favorite song, and she's like, is it the butterfly? It's the Tootsie Roll. I don't know what you've been told.
I don't know what you've been told, ma'am. It is the Tootsie Roll. I'm supposed to rate this fucking candy, right? This thing is a Tootsie Roll.
I don't know. You've been.
I think we were told that this would taste different. It doesn't. Tripping over ourselves to get to the same joke we made 8
doesn't
times.
taste like a butterfly.
Yeah, I was a little disappointed. I like Novak thought this was going to be like a hard candy that you had to suck. It's just a plumper. If you took a Tootsie Roll and just squished the edges and made it more of a circle, like a barrel shape, that's all this is. I think Tootsie Rolls are fine. I don't think I'm as down on them as you guys. I think they're fine. But like you also said, I'm not like crazy for them. So I think this is pretty much the exact definition of indifferent for me.
Okay, so lazy electioneer and full agreement on 2 straight.
Full agreement.
Yeah, so we've got Pocky has a shot, but who knows? We were disappointed by the first 2. So we're in a kind of mood tonight. We'll see where it goes. So it's segment time, and today, the day this episode comes out, will be the weekend that the NFL playoffs are going to be starting.
Dun, 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 dun,
Wow.
dun, dun.
Now, last year,
Is that my music cue to stop now?
I feel like your Tootsie Roll song better.
I don't know what you've been told. It's football.
I don't know what you've been told.
This is not hockey. It's the NFL.
Are you ready for some Tootsie Roll? So last year I did the Superfoods Super Bowl, where it was a tournament of superfoods to see which one was the best, and there were 12 teams that battled it out. Now we're gonna do another tournament with 12 things. They're gonna battle it out for the championship, but instead of superfoods, it's going to be superpowers. So I have 12 superpowers.
Nice.
I'm gonna present them head to head, and we're gonna vote. Winner goes on to the next round. Now, there are the 2 conferences this time. One is more of the physical superpower, things that outwardly you'd see, and then one more of like either using your mind or like internal. So we're going to start with the physical conference first.
I hope one of them is doing the Tootsie Roll.
Yes, famous superpower, yes. So I had my kids rank these. I had them seed these powers.
Oh, wow.
So, yes.
That's huge.
The first matchup in the 6 versus 3 seeds is elasticity versus super strength. So which one of these, elasticity versus super strength, would you rather have? And Chad, we're going to start with you.
So elasticity here, we're talking like Mr. Fantastic, right? Like
yes.
You just stretch.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Could have a pretty big cock that way.
Yes, feel like just 9-foot cock stretching.
That won't freak a woman out at all when you start stretching your cock out in front of her.
I don't know what you've been told. I got a 35-foot cock.
That's not a butterfly's cock. It's a Tootsie Roll.
So okay, but how super strength are we talking? Like, can I like punch through walls, or is it just like I can bench a little bit?
No,
yeah, you can bench a little bit.
Yeah, just look at a guy at the gym like, wow, how is it to have super strength, sir?
I can do 250 10 times now.
You're like the Hulk. Like, you don't act crazy. You can just lift up a car if you want to.
Well, that's your thing. Like, the Hulk probably has a huge cock, too. You're probably fine either way. Hulk does not know what you've been told.
Okay, so which one was the 3 seed? The super strength, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, appropriate seating. I'm going super strength there. That's a slam dunk. I think the elasticity thing is like, what the fuck are you gonna do with that? Waste of time. Just grab stuff off a high shelf. Like, fuck that.
You agree, Geiger?
Chad's imagination is real limited if his two uses for stretching are get something off a shelf and have a slightly larger dick.
Okay, so you're saying if I'm elastic, I can get the weights from the other side of the gym a little bit more easily? All right, I guess I'll take that.
I mean, you could use that like a hang glider. Right. You could seep underneath locked doors.
You can use your dick to knock things off the shelf.
With super strength, my dick could bench press 250 10 times, so you know.
Super strength does not make your dick prehensile. You can't lift weights with it.
No. My dick's already prehensile, all right? That's not part of the superpower.
Pre-existing condition. No, super strength would be fantastic. Even as a little kid, I always really
wished you were strong?
Absolutely. When I was a little kid, I wished I was strong. I was really into the Hulk and other things like that because I always thought that I was drawn to the characters that were like super strong. That's why I've dedicated my life to molding my body into a formless piece of shit that I got now.
All right, so strength advances because I'm also giving it. It's the easy choice of those two. All right, in the 4-5 matchup, we've got underwater skills, like you can swim quick and like Aquaman basically. Aquaman, water control,
skills with a C.
Or super speed. That's the matchup. Underwater control. I looked these things. It was like superpowers that have staying power. One of it was underwater control or water control underwater / underwater skills.
You know who probably would have wanted water control was that poor guy taking your order at hold his piss in his body.
That's a superpower. Hey guys, guess what? Now that I'm a superhero, I don't have to piss for weeks. It's great.
And my dick stretches out so I can go piss in the next door neighborhood. Stretch it out. No, I mean, this is the classic, Aquaman can only help the Justice League if there's something going on in the ocean. Like, he can't do it well, I could throw a dolphin at it or something. There's nothing he can do in most situations. Super
70% of the earth is water.
Yeah, and 100% of the crime is on land.
Oh, pirates!
Pirates, yeah. Really, I'm the captain now. Chad's just diving out of the water, taking over the boat. I would definitely
saving Captain Phillips.
What else is there to do? Join cruise ships?
Where the fuck's Captain Phillips' sub? Let's do this.
You saved Captain Phillips last week. We'll have him get in trouble again. I need something to do.
Captain Phillips is shaving and cuts his face. You dive out. I got that. You're putting a Band-Aid on him. Super speed would be awesome. It would be awesome. You could get anywhere you want, not wait in a single line ever again. Race why
are you not waiting in a line? You zoom to the front, they're just gonna serve you.
Yeah,
you still fucking cut. There's not where'd this fucking guy appear from?
What are they gonna do? Chase me down and chastise me? I'm gone, baby.
Not gonna serve you. I don't know. Sir, it's not your turn.
Sir, where did you come from? First of all, how did you get here suddenly? You apparate in front
of me. I'm not
me.
only in a line because I can't get to the front of it physically.
No, I'm too slow to get to the front. That's why I'm in a line.
Every time there's a line, it's just everyone is on the starting line, and then it's a race to who can get to the cashier first. That's how life works.
All right, speed, Chad.
Yeah, speed.
Look, as much as I love the water and holding in my piss for really long periods of time, it's definitely speed.
Yeah,
it's got to be speed.
Yeah,
no
speed
question.
Was the 4 seed. So, all right. So strength goes up against strength is going to go against the 2 seed. So it's a 2 and 3. Super strength versus shape shifting, to where you can appear as something else or somebody else. This is a tougher call. Geiger, you start this one.
We could shapeshift into a guy that had a bigger cock. uh,
Yeah.
yep, yeah, good.
Shapeshift into Elastic Man and then straight from there.
I could shapeshift to the guy who's standing in front of the line currently.
I think we'll put in the caveat you can't shapeshift into like these other powers. Like
Right.
I'm not shapeshifting into Aquaman and I suddenly have water skills.
But can I shapeshift away my prehensile dick? That's the most important question.
I could shapeshift. Now, could I shapeshift into a dolphin and inherit his water skills?
I don't know. We needed like we need a very high level nerd like to clarify some of these things for us. So let's assume you're just looking like other people, which could be pretty useful.
Be very helpful, yeah. I think I'd still rather be the Hulk. Or like strength wise. Not I don't want to be the actual Hulk. I mean, I want super
That
strength.
wasn't what it was.
I want to be a big raging monster that can't wear clothes. All right, that's just super strength, but cool. I will take strength.
All right, Chad.
That is really tough. I used to think that shapeshifting was up there with the top powers. There's one for sure that you haven't gotten to that I think is the best power. Probably get to it in the other half. But I used to really love shapeshifter. But now that I'm older, and I kind of know a little bit more how the world works, you got to be strong. So I think I'm going to go super strength.
That's how the world works? Not at all how it works. Okay, I might have picked shapeshift. It was close, but I probably would have picked shapeshift. But we're gonna stick with strength goes to the finals of that side. In the 1-4 matchup now, speed advanced to go against the number 1 seed, Flight.
Flight's that's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and this is again chosen by 10-year-olds who I think being able to fly around would be the greatest thing. So, Chad, is it gonna be Flight or is speed gonna knock it out?
Oh, that's easy Flight. You can fly to the front of the line, no problem. I think
you never have to wait again. No, I agree.
No, I mean, Flight for me, that's the excellent choice for a number 1 seed. I would want that over pretty much any power. I think it would just be badass to like fly and like shit on people from up above like a bird. Like that'd be pretty cool.
Why are you doing that?
Which one of these doesn't get you to the front of the line? Like strength, I assume. Shapeshift, you just turn into the guy who was in front of the line.
No,
you're just there.
With strength, you pick the building up, shake all the other people out, set it down, walk to the front of the line. Yeah, I mean, I'm torn. Flight would be great, but I don't know. You're flying around, all those bugs in your teeth, and Chad's shit as he's shitting on you midair. I might. Flight would be amazing. I think super strength has more practical application.
No, it's not. It's against speed.
Oh, I'm sorry. Which would the Hulk rather have? No. Speed. Okay, flight over speed for sure. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, flight will go to the finals, and we'll come back to that after we do the other side. It'll be strength versus flight. So, on the other side of the bracket, we've got the number 6 seed, Telepathy. You could just read someone's mind.
Lame.
Versus the number 3 seed of Healing Power. Right, so if you're hurt, you heal automatically. So, Guy, you start this one. What do you think?
Healing would be useful because not just for your. Now, I'm assuming I just heal or can I heal other people?
No, you just heal yours. This is for you only.
All right.
But you could like jump to the front of the line. The guy kicks your ass, and then you'd just be like better.
I'd be laying on the ground, just rise up again. Telepathy to me sounds like it would be cool, and then it would quickly become horrible. Like I think I would rather not know what a lot of people are thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, like looking at my wife and like she just staring at me like, God, he's such a fucking idiot. I'm like, Betsy. I think I'd rather have healing ability than I would telepathy.
All right, Chad, you agree?
Oh, easy. I think telepathy sucks. Like, usually superheroes with telepathy are lame as fuck, like Professor X, right? Boring. Whereas healing power is pretty cool, right? Wolverine's a badass. Also, in real life, like Geiger kind of said, like, most people are fuckwits. Like, I really don't want to, like, know that my coworker is, like, secretly a MAGA guy or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to know that. And I don't want to read these people's minds. So yeah, give me the healing powers.
I mean, it's probably a better use to the world to have telepathy for you.
Yeah.
Like you could, help other if there's like dictators, like read their minds for their plans and stuff like that. So there's probably a better use for it.
But I mean,
That's what I'm gonna do.
Who's gonna believe you? Hey, that guy's a dictator over there. Or just some dude like standing
Telepathy. Yeah. If someone doubts my powers, I just tell them exactly what they're thinking. Hey, sir, you don't believe me. That's what I'm gonna tell them.
You have to piss. Please, God, my manager's coming back.
Hey, sir, you think my name is Jose.
So healing goes on. And the other 4 versus 5, we've got mind control, which is a little advanced from telepathy, against element control. So like Storm's power from the X-Men, where you are controlling wind and rain and lightning and whatnot.
Right.
So Chad, you're up first.
So here's what I'll say. Element control is kind of appealing, right? Because like yesterday it rained and like I kind of wish it hadn't, I would have rather it had been like sunny and 70. But if I wanted that, I could probably just like move to Hawaii and then like
and control the elements there. I mean,
no, you wouldn't need to. You would never need to control the elements. It'd be like perfect weather every day, right?
Yeah.
So, but I guess if I had element control, then I wouldn't need to move to Hawaii.
Yeah, why would I move somewhere where I was useless?
I could stay where I am and bring Hawaii's weather to San Francisco. That'd be cool. What was the other one? Mind control?
Yeah.
Again, well, I guess mind control. I would feel like such a dick with mind control, though. Like, I don't want to, like, make people do stuff they don't want to do. Like, although I could make people download this podcast. So
Oh, yeah. Do it right now. Use your mind control.
Or I just make it rain a lot and be like, hey, you got nothing to do. It's raining. Might as well download our podcast.
Indirect marketing, yeah.
I think I'll take the element control just because I would like it to be sunny wherever I go.
Oh, Geiger, do you agree?
No. Who gives a fuck about the weather? Like, I mean, it's fine. Mind control. Now, I agree that I'd have to use it sparingly. I don't want to, like, I don't want to, like, take over, make somebody do something, like, against their will. But you could use it to, like...
That's the only fucking thing to do.
No, but hold on. But I mean, like... You could take. I mean, like someone like
the definition of the power.
No, I mean, like.
Wait, you were gonna do this already, right? So I don't feel so bad about
I would want to have it and then never use it. No, I mean, like, you could safely diffuse like hostage situations, or you could like make someone like get out of the line so you could get to the front. Like, you could do all kinds of cool stuff with it.
Whether go to Hawaii, where people are just going to do what I want anyway. So.
Hawaiians are notably agreeable. They'll probably just be like, "All right, I won't kill that guy." But yeah, I think it would have more usage than just like manipulating weather. It's fine.
I'm actually going to go with Chad on this.
Really?
There's something very appealing about being able to like summon a lightning bolt and like
that's pretty cool.
Smash it down on something.
To do what? To kill someone? You crazy psychopath?
No, just near them. Just
all right.
No, I just am really into those photographs where somebody takes a picture of a lightning bolt right as it hits a skyscraper. And I just want to like make that really easy for those people, so I can look at those pictures all day.
I want to shoot it like a foot from them and be like, "Download the fucking podcast." Okay.
Oh God, I'm so sorry.
You're holding in a lot of piss. Now you just pissed yourself.
I think you probably do more than that.
Just a line fried to a crisp.
Shard.
Oh, yeah. Looks like you pissed yourself.
Looks like you had to pee this whole time.
Okay, so then in the 2 versus 3, we've got healing moved on to face invisibility. So healing versus invisibility, Geiger.
That is tough. Because I don't like the way I look anyway. I like that no one could see me. It'd be probably a beneficial for most people.
Would the healing take care of that, though?
Healing what?
All your physical defects?
Is that what you call, like, getting my fat stomach turning into muscle? Oh, we got to heal the stomach. It's clearly bloated.
Those people aren't ugly. They're just injured. That's all.
The superpower of glow up.
But I mean, again, what are you doing with invisibility? Like sneaking into something? So I don't know what
Yeah,
you're
you
doing.
can't get to the front of any lines because they can't see you. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
it's like
You said
it's
that like
useless.
is that just like implying the perviness of it?
No.
Sneak it into something?
No,
Or
I don't know.
something?
Like, let's say the locker room has really restrictive policies about ogling. No, I'm saying, but like, what would you do with it? I don't know. Like, it would have limited use to me. I would still take healing, probably.
You would go into someone's house, download the podcast,
And then when they shot me, yeah, I would be like, I'm okay. I just heal myself and run out.
while they're sleeping, you put the earbud in their ear and just start playing it.
Like, as an invisible person?
Yes.
That's creepy. Like, floating earbud coming toward them. What the fuck? Jamming it in their ear? Sit still. What? I'm pretty sure there's an invisible guy in here grabbing my head. Supposed to be sneaky. Trip on the way out. Excuse me.
What do you think, Chad?
Ooh, I think this is the hardest matchup yet. Because I think invisibility would be pretty fun. You know what I mean? Like,
Now who's pervy?
no, not for that reason.
You know what I mean? Wink, wink.
No, here's what I'm saying. I could sneak into like the Reese's factory and see how the cups are made. You know, get the secret recipe.
Take a tour. Why don't you sneak in?
But they're not going to give me the complete recipe.
You're going to get a cup fresh from the line. You're never going to get that any other way.
And also, I just thought of a downside of healing powers, which is like you live forever, right? Like, didn't Wolverine like live forever or something like that?
Kind of.
I don't think I want to live forever. So, but if there's a way for me to die, I guess I'll take healing powers still, just because it is hard to think of invisibility uses that are not just pervy.
I mean, unless you're planning on like becoming a crime fighter,
Right.
like then you don't like. What do you need the other things for? I think invisibility could actually be fun in a non-pervy type way.
How?
Yeah, just like making shit float around and
Putting earbuds in people's ears, like, you know how it goes.
Someone goes out to get their mail. They're like about to reach it, but the mail comes out and stands in front of them, and then whips across the lawn,
Scaring people.
Just every time they grab it, it moves away just like a couple inches, and they're like, "What? This mail?"
And they're like chasing after the mail, and suddenly like earbuds are jamming in their ear, like, oh, fuck. It's that fucking invisible man again. God damn it.
I think he must be on this one podcast. He keeps making me. He keeps pinning me down and going, "Leave a review." All right.
All right. So we've got healing in the finals of that side against element control. So up top, we'll go back to the top brackets to see who goes to the finals. It's strength versus flight. Now this could be interesting. I will start it this time. I think flight would be cool. I agree it would be cool. But it does seem like the obvious choice, but I would pick strength over flight. Like, I just don't know. Again, I don't know what the uses for flight is. Like, I know you can, get around the world quick or whatever, but I think the strength would have more practical use to it. I would have more fun with it. I'm going to go with strength. Now, Chad, I'm pretty sure you're going the opposite way, so let's start with you next.
Yeah, this is interesting because you didn't actually mention what I would say is top superpower of all superpowers, which is teleportation.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And that was nowhere in this tournament, so that was surprising to me. I was expecting that to show up. To me, flight's the next best thing. I can't travel right now because coronavirus or whatever, but with flight, hey, I could be in Japan, showing guys how to fuck tomorrow, right?
That would just be boring as fuck, just flying through the air for 17 hours
By yourself.
Yeah, the caveat is you can only fly as fast as you can, run. So it's going to take me 13 years to get
You land
to
in the
Japan.
water like, I wish I had water skills. Stuck in the ocean.
I mean, I'm assuming you can fly, super fast. Anyways, yeah, I'm going to take flight. Easy. I think it would be awesome.
All right, Geiger. So we are split here. Is it going to be strength, or do you like everything butterfly?
Well, I kind of gave it away before when I thought I was rating strength and flight. Anyway, I'm team strength all the way. I still think it's more. There's
Wow.
more things you can do with it. Like even just like everyday life plus like crime fighting stuff. You could punch a hole in a wall and steal a bunch of stuff from a bank if you wanted. That's not really crime fighting, I guess. That's more crime committing. I could save people or kill them either way.
Don't worry, everybody. I'm here to take all this bank's money.
Don't you hate evil corporations like this bank? That's my money. I'm like go into his pockets. Oh, down with the man, right? Just taking the money.
You're like grabbing the money on the way out. You're like, check out my podcast.
Just punching earbuds into all their heads. Yeah, I would take strength all the way.
Sir, I can't let you give this money to the corporations. I have to take it from you.
Right. It's just for your own good.
So Geiger, you're saying you don't know what, or I don't know what you've been told. It's not the butterfly. It's the super strength. Is that what you're saying?
That's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, I couldn't have said it better than that.
Glad we cleared that up.
Perfect.
That's what I was saying. All right. Okay, so on the other side, to go to the finals, element control versus healing. I will go first because I might be the dissenting opinion. I'm going to go with element control. I find the element control appealing. The healing is nice. I get it, but I mean, I'm not like I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Like I'm going to go fight people so that I can heal quickly. Like I'm just picking fights for that reason. Or I'm just like
and without super strength or anything else, Novak, you're getting your ass kicked a lot.
Right. Or hurling myself off a building. Like what am I doing? I'm trying to save.
You're just like, check out this stunt. You just jump off a skyscraper, pancake, and then you're like, in 10 minutes, I'll be back to normal. Pretty cool.
So I am going elemental control. Now, Geiger, I saw you shake your head, so I'm going to have you go next.
Baffling. So you could wake up every day, never be sick, never be hurt, feel great tip-top shape every day of your life, or you could make it a little snowy outside if you want.
I'm not sure that's what healing is like. It makes you in perfect physical condition. Or
why?
Like
you're able to heal what ails your body, right? Or is it only an injury like gets recovered?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Like I assume like maybe a sickness, like if you had cancer, you could heal that or something like that. But I mean, I don't know if you just like every single possible, like you're not just gonna feel great, like you could still be depressed or something,
Sure, but
man, it really sucks how I'm never sick.
Yeah, man, it really sucks how I splatted off that skyscraper and it took 10 whole minutes to reform my body. I just don't see enough, like I just don't care enough about the weather to make that my thing, like where I would be like, oh, never rain anymore. Like I don't care if it rains once in a while, it's good for the environment. I don't care if it snows. I don't care if it's sleet.
Well, it's not just like changing the weather for that day. Like you guys just keep talking about like, I'm just going to make it sunny by my house.
It's also getting people to piss their pants.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only reason you took it is to shoot lightning bolts at people. So
you
tell me about the
tornado, right?
Why?
The tornado, it drops down on the guy in the front of the line.
Look, you obliterated the building then.
It drops down on the pirate trying to kill Captain Phillips and then suddenly whips him away.
And Aquaman's like, dude, that's my thing. I got one thing all year.
The tornado picks everyone up and like just spins them around and then sets them back down so you're now in the front of the line. Everyone's just perfectly intact.
All right, so we got a split. Chad, This is up to you.
Well, guys, it rained yesterday.
Oh my god.
And I didn't like it.
Okay.
Yes!
Such a fucking dumb.
Give me that weather control.
Well, Chad was originally always worried about healing, making him live forever. So that's still a legit concern. So the finals, we now have strength, which was originally a 3 seed, versus element control, which was a 5 seed.
Wow.
So this is not gone the way that 10-year-olds would guess. So, Geiger, why don't you start it off because I know you're our most obvious pick here.
What, I don't get the weather thing. I mean, I could lift anything on Earth. I could lift 200 pounds 10 times, like Chad said.
Yeah.
Or I could make it rainy. Or make it windy.
Yeah.
Strength all the way. Strength is so much better than the element control. It's not even a debate to me.
I can lift those things, but
Mhm.
why? Why am I lifting a car? What
Why
the fuck do I
are
need
you
to lift a
making
car
it sunny outside? Who gives a shit?
for? I can enjoy the day.
Crops need rain and shit. Like, it's necessary part of life.
I'll give them rain. Why is element control getting rid of rain forever? It's just if I don't want it that particular day. And I don't want it so that I can just control the daily weather. Like, it's not my I want to lift my arm and point at something, lightning comes out or tornadoes come around. Those are the things that are more appealing to me.
All right.
So I am going to pick elemental control
I think
for the win.
No, you're just being.
No, I'm not. Like, what do I
care.
need the strength for?
I don't care.
I know.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying. I get why it doesn't make as much sense. But I don't know what I'm gonna use the strength. I'm not gonna become John Rambo and hey, put me overseas. I will fuck shit up. I can
throw a car at somebody and say, "Listen to our podcast."
Put me overseas. I will plug the hell out of my podcast.
Hurling earbuds at all the enemies.
Just picking up the Iraqis and saying, "Listen to my podcast." All right, Shad, you have everything. You have it all decided here.
This is a very close matchup, and Geiger's right. I mean, super strength for sure. You could pick up cars. You could punch through buildings. You could pick up bags of money.
Mm-hmm.
The heaviest bags of money that there are.
Picking up all those bags of money. Just so much gold.
Gold bars.
This ain't a thing.
But the one thing you can't lift with super strength is the fog from a foggy day. So give me those weather powers.
Yes! You can lift a car with a tornado, too. Everything you're lifting, I'm lifting.
Think how many money bags I can store in one tornado.
Well, you see a dumbbell? I'm going to take the dumbbell and sling it 3 states away with my tornado.
Why?
Just to show you love.
I like how you think my only use of my power is to go to a gym and lift a dumbbell repeatedly. Check this out.
No, you told me you're going to rob a bank, too. I forgot that.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. I'll be the supervillain. You guys can be the heroes. Let's see if I have a particular problem with humidity. We'll find out.
Look, let me just put it this way. When you and I are both overseas, right? And you're going to the enemies one at a time, putting earbuds in there, and I got my tornado, it's just whipping earbuds all over the battlefield.
How much control do you think a tornado has? You're picking up a single cash bag and dropping it in your lawn with a tornado? What the fuck's going on? Little tiny mini tornado. Oh, God.
Well, when you're lifting barbells and you've got swamp ass, don't come calling me.
I'm gonna make that swamp ass worse.
It's just raining inside my butt crack. What's going on? Oh, it must be Novak and Chad again.
All right. Let's get our last snack, the Pocky. So the Pocky is the most famous of these, of course, and not most people, but a lot of people probably have had them. Chad, you want to tell us about this?
Oh, I got all of these at 99 Ranch, which is an Asian grocery store. Went there recently. Stock up on rice. We had used all of our 50-pound bag of rice that we bought at the start of quarantine.
I could have picked up 4 bags for you at once with my super strength.
These look like sparklers almost. Most of, I'd say, 90% of the stick, in this case, a chocolate stick, is covered with a very thin candy coating, in this case, banana.
So I've only ever had, I think, chocolate Pocky before, but there are a lot of flavors, like strawberry and some other ones. And I remember in the past thinking that the chocolate was, fine,
Yeah, I think I just had the standard stick with chocolate on it one. Do you guys taste
What
any
were you,
chocolate in this? I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say what were your thoughts on
It's fine. I mean, nothing to
Yeah,
write home about.
I agree. Though none of them are. I can't imagine any flavor of them being that bad because they're not overpowering.
all very innocuous, yeah.
And that's my rating will reflect that. Uh, I don't generally like banana flavored, artificial banana flavored things, even though I love bananas. But I do really like the chocolate and banana combination. I'd say many days a week, I will have a banana and chocolate milk for breakfast. I will kind of like switch off between eating them. And I love chocolate covered bananas, so I love that flavor. And that's probably saving me from actually disliking it. Is that chocolate in there mixes okay, but I'm not a huge fan of the banana coating. Um, but again, so I think Chad said it's innocuous flavor. That's kind of how I feel about it. It's not bad. I can work my way through it, but I'm not gonna go back anytime soon to look for another box of these. I'm gonna give it an indifferent to dat to start. Geiger, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I again don't love artificial banana flavor. This was fine. I basically the way same way I described the regular Pocky. It's just like a stick with a little flavor on it. You can't go wrong with it, but it's not nothing I'd ever seek out. I think maybe it's a little bit more of the novelty of just like they're uniquely shaped and all that. I'm wondering if there's a flavor that really truly is like great, but this is a straight up the middle indifferent to that for me.
All right, so here's where we stand. The Milkita had 3 indifference, and right now we're at 2 indifference. So it can go any way. Another indifferent will end up with a tie, or Chad can give it the win.
This is very tough. They're fine. And actually, they're better than I expected because, like Novak said, banana flavored stuff is usually pretty bad. I wish there was more noted chocolate flavor here. But I think that's just not Pocky's thing, right? They're not designed to have strong to elicit strong opinions one way or the other. It's just supposed to be something that's there to munch on. But I don't know. I kind of like it. Maybe it's just because I have a soft spot for bananas. Now I went back and I had another Milkita to try to see, like, do I actually like this better than the Milkita? And I do, for sure. So I am just going to notch it slightly to a very low level like that. I think there's something about the banana flavor that is just enough for me to give it a mild recommendation.
Okay, that'll give it the win. Maybe fairly so. I think if I had to reach for one of these, I might just reach for the Pocky. The texture of the Milkita was maybe what made it seem not quite as good. So Pocky is the chocolate banana Pocky, the winner of this week's episode. Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
If you can control the weather and want to maybe extol its virtues a little bit, if you can lift 200 pounds 10 times, let us know about that. And if you're that poor kid taking Novak's order, hopefully you've used the restroom by now. Hope you're okay and that your manager stopped yelling at you. For the rest of you, you can reach out to us at youtrydat@gmail.com. We are on YouTube. We are on Instagram. We're on Twitter, hashtag You Tried Dat. We're on Facebook with the You Tried Dat group. Let us know what you think about our snacks, our ratings. Leave us a question for the mailbag. Leave us a review, a like, a star, whatever it is where you listen to your podcast that you can indicate you enjoy it. And as always, thanks for listening.
Is there a particular superhero that you guys always kind of like? Geiger, was Hulk your guy?
I like Hulk a lot, and I like Batman. I don't know what about Batman. I think he was just like cool and brooding and all that kind of stuff. And I dug that when I was a kid. I know. I was a lame.
I'm 12 and I like brooding.
He just seems so contemplative. He's really into that. Dead parents, really up my alley. No.
Oh.
Chad, were there any?
I watched a lot of the X-Men cartoon,
Right.
and but I liked all the villains more. like Magneto, liked Apocalypse a lot for some reason. Even though looking back, he's pretty lame. As far as comics themselves, I only read G.I. Joe, where none of the people have superheroes. Yeah, I think I always liked Wolverine though when I watched the X-Men show. But I think a lot of that was beyond just like if all he was a guy that just like never had diseases, right? It wouldn't have been that interesting. But I think what made it more interesting was like the claws and everything else.
Always Healthy Man was his name.
Yeah.
Dr. Abstinence.
It's just, every episode they just check in on him, and he's just like pulling out a thermometer from his mouth. He's like, "Oh, still 98.6." Chucks it over his shoulder.
You keep positioning Wolverine as his superpower being he had giant fucking claws and he killed people constantly. That's what made him cool, not the healing.
He killed people constantly?
Yes.
I don't know that's how I would describe Wolverine. What's he do? He kills people all the time.
Remember when he cut Magneto's head off and shit in his mouth?
I also liked that X-Men cartoon, and I read a fair amount of comics as a kid, but I always liked from the X-Men Gambit. Even though it's like, I don't know if that's that cool of a superpower that he would like charge
exploding
up something.
Cards.
Yeah, I think he chose cards. He could like charge any object and like make it explode.
Right.
So I don't know if there's some probably weird. We could probably do at some point a whole nother tournament because there are a million other superpowers to go up against. But
yeah, teleportation, Nightcrawler was. I didn't actually like the character of Nightcrawler, but I like the teleportation aspect. I think is pretty cool. And of course, let's not forget Storm. With the way she shot earbuds out of tornadoes, it was great. Inspiration to us all.
She had the #1 podcast. I remember
the Batman with his superpower of brooding. Remember that? Brooding's pretty cool.
And he was just like, "I'm brooding because no one's listening to my podcast."
Yeah. How do I get more likes?
Oh, all right. Well, we're gonna call for this week, but we'll be back next time. We're gonna try out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else.